Hey, Aspen Mount peeps, happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day so far. Hopefully your Monday went well. Ours was quite busy, but we did get a lot accomplished yesterday. So we're always feeling good when we're able to go out and be able to help people resolve their issues and get them taken care of. Question came to me this last week: which salt is the best for my water softener? We're going to go ahead and go into that here shortly. First of all, if you're watching this on Facebook, type in live if you're watching it on live. Type in replay if you're watching on replay. If you're watching this on YouTube, type in or subscribe to our channel and then hit the little bell and you'll get notifications every time we come on. Like I said, within a few hours, they're usually coming on my YouTube channel from Facebook Lives. So, this last week, I taught a class. And while I taught the class, I was teaching about water softeners and water heaters and water conditioners and different systems to use to help your home and the plumbing in your home. And the question came up, what's the best salt to use in a water softener? And I thought, I've never been asked this question before, but I wonder how many homeowners out there are asking the same thing. You go to Home Depot, you go to Ace Hardware, you go to True Value, and you show up and you're looking at the salts, and they have 4 or 5 different styles of salt for your water softener. So which one is it that the plumber, the professional plumber that installs these, prefers to use? We're going to go ahead and go into that. There's a couple reasons we use this one. Number one, it helps your salt longevity last. Number two, it has chemicals built into it to help clean the head and to help with the resin to prolong the life of the softener. And number three, you buy less salt, you don't have to do as much money. So that's why we use this one. I'm going to go ahead and show you which one we use, and then we'll just explain a little bit of what it means to clean the water softener. So the very first thing I'm going to show you is the one we use. We use the Motrin Clean Protect pellets. These are 4-in-1. They extend the life. They help with less buildup. They soften your and help with your hair and skin. And then they're made for easier cleaning. The thing I really like about the pellet system is that these are not granules. So when you throw it in the bottom, in the past, that granule, if you don't clean it with a cleaner to help break it up, it'll crystallize on the bottom, leaving a flat platform on the bottom of your brine tank. And so with the pellets, the nice thing about the pellets is because they are a solid pellet. Let's go ahead and just open it up and show you what I'm talking about. Come on. Wait a second here, folks. Bag's being stubborn. There we go. So, in the pellet form, you're eating pellets instead of granules. So they're a little thicker, so that means that they last longer. The nice thing about these, though, is because they're thicker, they sit a little bit higher off of the bottom. And because they're coming in like this or this or this, it's not allowing it to sit on the bottom and crystallize. And so that's something that I really like about the pellets. They do have chemicals built into them. There's different styles. This is pure salt, but they also have a sodium style. Get you away from my messy shop. They have a sodium style as well. And the sodium is supposed to last a little bit longer, and it's supposed to be a little bit better for septic systems. I've never really noticed a big problem with septic systems. If the person is putting in the enzymes like they're supposed to, then the salt from the brine tank shouldn't be affecting the septic system. Now, that being said, there is a way to keep the tank clean and lubricate your heads. And what I like to install on every water softener is a little canister like this. And basically what we do is we would actually attach it inside the brine tank, and then we'd pour into it a chemical. Let me just go back and show you. A chemical called Pure Guard. And basically what it does is it cleans and helps renew the resin. It helps to lubricate any of the moving parts inside the head. It counteracts with bacteria growth, so it won't allow bacteria to take place and grow. It works on both residential and commercial situations, and then with that injector, it has a little bit of a drip. So basically what it does is it drips that liquid down into the salt, and then that salt, when that water comes in, it takes it into the resin, and it moves it through the head. And as it moves it through the head, it lubricates it up. Now, every softener we use what they call a clack head. And what that means is it's instead of a clock system where every many hours that you have it on, it automatically cleans itself, recharges. We call it a regeneration stage. But the way this head works is it's got a clock on the inside. You can see that meter right there. See that? And basically what's happening is the water's coming in, it's rotating, and it's calculating the amount of gallons used. And it won't recharge based on time. It will recharge based on how many gallons you've used and whether or not your resin needs to be cleaned up. So it has a sensor in it every night that will sense it and check it. And if that resin is at a point where it needs to be cleaned, it'll automatically clean it. The thing that's nice about that is if you go on vacation and you're not using water, say you leave for 2 weeks, you're not using the water inside your home, you don't have to worry about the softener kicking on while you're gone and wasting all that water, because it can dump up to about 40 gallons of water when it cleans itself. So you're not having that happen if you're not using the water. It's only based on your use. So if you're not home, it'll run a sense on it, and when it tells it, hey, basically we've run this many gallons, don't need to charge, and it'll last a lot longer that way. That also helps with the use of salt. Remember, every time it cleans itself, it comes in and picks up that salt and pulls that in to help recharge that resin. And the way I like to look at it is like the way a water softener works is like a magnet. You have a positive and a negative, and they attract to each other. Well, basically, your hard minerals coming in the water is a positive ion, and your resin is a negative ion. So basically, it's attracting to it, and then in its place, it's got to put back in its place, or else it'll break down. It's putting sodium. Now, there was a controversy a while ago about sodium killing your grass and it not being good on your plants. If it's set correctly, you're only putting the amount of sodium into the resin that's needed to clean it. You're not actually going to the extreme amounts where it would actually kill it. So is it safe on plants and grass? Absolutely. Does it mean I would put it on that? It depends on the situation. If I can bypass the sprinkler system from the softener, I'll do it, because I don't want your softened water going into your grass. I want it just going into your home. But if it's something where it's all hidden and all I got is exposure to where the meter is, and I have to tie it back in that way, then I'll tie it back in there. It won't hurt your hose bibs. It won't hurt you with drinking water. There's less sodium that comes through softened water than is actually in a soda drink. So you're actually not getting that much salt intake when you drink a glass of water with it. There's ways of cleaning it, obviously, to where you don't have to worry about that. If you want, you can actually put a carbon filter on, or you can do something like this, which is a conditioner. And basically that's just a filter system with an ionizer in it. And that helps with purifying the water, pulling the chemicals out. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of information. What does the pros use? The pros use the pellet. That's what we use, the pellet form. And I recommend it to all my customers when we do a water softener. Hopefully you learned something today. Have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll catch you tomorrow.